It makes me worried though, because there's got to be something here that's bad for me. There's no way it tastes this good.
It's about this much of bad for you inside the can. Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah.
To what looks like a Michelob Light.
Yeah. It's not beer. It's energy drink and water.
I'm just trying to survive today.
What's wrong with you?
Have a microphone. Over here.
Okay. I think mine was picking you up to the door.
Yeah. All right, let's start it.
Let's do it.
Welcome to the Sofa Kingdom Podcast with your host Nelson.
Hey, Ed.
Yeah. I'm a little lacking today.
I'm not. I'll pick up for you. Don't worry.
I was out late, hanging. You know, I was at the studio doing my thing and
smoking some marijuana.
Water. No, drinking lots of water.
Mas mana us.
Everyone there had their marijuana card.
Yes.
It's completely legal, completely above board.
Exactly.
Yes.
What an old world view of marijuana is bad.
And it was at Ian's house.
That's right. Which is located at 555
Oddly enough,
Wacky Tobacco Street.
Oddly enough, he has like a bag of pink T-shirts and polo shirts that you have to wear when walking in. He's
right.
like khakis and pink polos.
It was a must. It was a must.
Ian
And a
wants
wood
to-
grain watch.
A strict dress code. It's like Puff Daddy and those white parties. You know what I mean? Like, no, sir.
No, you can't come in.
We don't wear white on white here.
I actually can't go to a graduation party I was invited to because the dress code is either pink, all white, or all black formal attire, and I do not have an all black suit.
Come on.
I don't. I have a gray suit and a blue suit, and I sure as fuck don't have an all white suit.
I live in the land of
I do not make enough money.
all black everything. I love how black looks on me. Dark colors. So like a pink suit, white suit, never happening. But yeah, all black, all day, baby.
I don't have it. I'd have to literally buy a suit for the party.
I would let you borrow mine, but you would look like the Incredible Hulk, just like busting out at the seams. I'd be like, bro, you're not supposed to give this back to me tattered.
That could be a good thing, though.
The first suit you're supposed to get is black. It's the basic one. It goes for anything, whether it's a funeral or a wedding.
I had a black suit for years, and then I grew out of it. Like it became like you said. Like it was like I would go like this.
Yeah.
Like Chris Farley my way through it. So I was like, okay, I need to upgrade. And I remember when I bought this suit, I had just watched the new Bond at the time, which was my favorite, Casino Royale.
Right.
It was the first one
That's
with
a great
Daniel
one.
Craig. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It was a fantastic, and I was like, God damn, that badass gray fucking Tom Ford suit he's in. I was like, I want a gray suit now. And I went out and bought a gray suit.
Hell
so,
yeah. All right. Okay, I can see that.
So that's like my funeral, blah, 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 casual thing. And then I also bought a blue suit for like weddings, depending on the, like a dinner party, things like that.
I actually declined to go to a party because they wanted everybody to wear pink. I was like, fuck this. This is America.
Yeah, we're not
if I
playing
want to
that
show
game.
up to your party wearing the clothes I am comfortable
I'd
in.
have been fine if it had been formal. If you said you can wear formal, I'd have put on my gray suit, black dress shirt, no tie. I'd have been fine.
And
I'd
you'd
have
have
been
been
fine.
good, yeah.
But they were like, it has to be all black. I'm like, I'm not going to buy a suit for your graduation party.
Yeah, that's
not doing
that's
that.
not happening.
Like, I'm glad that you invited me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Not going to fucking
Okay,
happen.
let's take it a step further. Have you seen these weddings or C16s that are heavily themed, like it's a zombie wedding? Would you go to something like that?
I would. My friend just posted pictures. They had a wedding in the Carolinas, and it was a steampunk wedding. Everything down to the food. Like
See, that sounds fun.
It was fun. It looked great. I was pissed off I wasn't there. I was like, oh my God, it looks like a good time. Bride and groom came out like literal steampunk. Like a groom had a giant monocle weird thing. I was like, holy shit.
See, that sounds
all
like
the
a good
guests,
time.
everybody was steampunk.
I think I would do it. I think I would go to a heavily themed like wedding or party. It probably would make it all that much more fun.
If you know that your circle of friends, at least the main ones that are coming, all do weird Ren Fair shit, they've already got half an outfit.
Bro.
And they're waiting for an excuse.
A cosplay wedding.
They're waiting for an excuse to piss away money to finish the outfit in their head, and you're giving them the excuse to go finish the outfit.
I feel like I would want, if I had a cosplay wedding, I feel like I would want Dana to marry me. Like I would want her up there as like the Viking priestess like that she went as, like with a fucking skull with blood in it. Just freak my family out.
She would have to be an ordained priestess.
It's like, no, I was married by a high pagan priest.
There was actual goat sacrifices in the back. They're not legal.
You come
They're
in,
not
there's
legal.
like there's ravens perched everywhere for Odin. It's just like, yeah, we're getting married under the eyes of Odin.
She would definitely go above and beyond to make it that much
without
more.
a doubt.
Yeah.
Like, until we kill the actual goat.
Yeah,
Then the wedding vibe changes.
So that would be your theme? It would be Viking theme?
I think it'd be cool as shit. Well, no, if I did it, I think it would be like a good, like to do a cosplay, like anybody can do anything fantasy related.
Ooh, okay, I like that.
Because then no matter what you're into, you can wear whatever outfit you want.
You just got to come with something good.
Yeah.
Like there's a Mandalorian section. There's like oh, it's not bride and groom section. It's like, oh, you sit with me. Like, okay, all right, you sit here. Yeah,
you register
it's
your
like,
costume.
you back there, you're a night elf. No, you're in the Lothlorien section. You need to go to this side. Like, no.
Oh, box of cereal, huh? Yeah, you're with the weirdos.
Yeah, you're in the miscellaneous section.
The miscellaneous
Yeah. Get over there with that guy that's a truck tire. Like, get over there with him. Like, there's nothing wrong with you. You just can't sit with the Lord of the Rings people.
Yeah.
It's not how it is.
I did recently see a convention where the guy, his outfit was the truck that keeps killing everybody and the isekais from anime.
Yes.
He was Truck Kun.
What the fuck? I literally, I think I've said this before on this podcast, but I will not watch an anime if its idea is man dies or somehow gets transported to a video game or new world. I'm sick of that shit. It's a whole
Sword Art Online.
No, that was fine when it came out. When Hackdot signed,
It was new.
Sword Art Online, when that shit came out, it was great. Now the market, if you have Crunchyroll like I do, saturated.
It is.
It's worse than the superhero market nowadays. Everything is like a man got fucking shot in a bank robbery and wakes up and now he's a wizard. It's like, what the fuck? No, stop.
The thing is, it's become a genre of anime onto itself. Isekai. So you come back as a slime.
Overlord.
You come
Overlord.
back as a demon. You come back as a devil.
He's got his level
as
100
a soda
necromancer
machine.
character.
They've got a soda machine.
Soda
yes.
machine?
Yeah.
Is it at least Coca-Cola?
I don't know what the fuck it is. I refuse.
There's quirky ideas in anime that work. Like the one time Satan got a job at a fast food restaurant.
Yes.
That was a good show.
That was
funny.
That was
fucking
show.
funny.
Yeah.
And I like good ideas, but it's I don't know. I'm still watching anime. I'm still watching Demon Slayer, which is fantastic. There's one I just picked up. The new episodes drop every Saturday. It's called Hell's Paradise.
Okay.
It's about this ninja who's an absolute monster named Gabimaru. And he's trying to find the elixir of life because he's a prisoner. He's going to get executed by the emperor because he's a ninja that murders people. He's trying to find the elixir of life to bring it back to the emperor so he can get a pardon because he wants to save his wife.
Gotcha.
His wife is the daughter of this ninja guy who's from his village, the head ninja of his village, who's an absolute monster. Big, giant old man with a beard who just slaughters people. And he's trying to do this so it's a crazy show.
What's it called again?
It's called Hell's Paradise. They go to this. It's definitely adult.
That sounds good.
If you watch it, just letting you know. It's not for kids. Definitely adult. But you go to this island and they're trying to bring this elixir back and nothing is off limits. Everybody dies. You'll fall in love with a character. He gets fucking slaughtered on the beach. You're like, oh, okay, so George R. R. Martin wrote it. All right. So there is good anime out there. You just got to find it. And it doesn't involve going to a other world to be a video game character. It's not where it starts.
I think for all anime, you should, off the bat, assume it's for adults until you watch multiple episodes. Because there have been some where
Goblin Slayer.
It starts out light. It starts out okay, and then all of a sudden you're like, "What the fuck is going on?"
I was just telling someone about this yesterday. I have not seen a shift in tone in an anime show as bad as I saw in Goblin Slayer. I literally started this show out, and it's not like you transport to another world. It takes place in a fantasy world.
Right. Yep.
So it's like this party being formed. This guy's like, oh, I'm a fighter. I'm a mage, and they're like, oh, we have to go do this job where we clear out a goblin den. So they're recruiting people for it, and it starts off, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a fantasy anime.
Right.
This is real light and fun. It looks like. I was like, I can't wait to follow this. Yeah. And I'm watching it, and all of a sudden, they get to the goblin den. And the goblins attack, and the guy goes to swing his sword, and he's inexperienced. His sword's too long. It catches on the cave roof. The goblins rip him the fuck apart. They tear him apart. The one girl freaks out and pisses herself because she's out of fear.
Man.
The goblins start raping the female wizard. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I was like, this is not. Then I realized the TVMA. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But the show I ended up loving. I finished the whole thing. Goblin Slayer was awesome because the main character, whose name is literally Goblin Slayer, is racist against goblins and just murders them. He goes above and beyond to kill goblins. That's all he does. The show ended up being good.
Guy from Loxahatchee.
Yeah, it's exactly, yes. But it was just such a shift in tone. I thought I'm watching this fantasy RPG anime, and it I mean, the first episode, it pulls no goddamn punches, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
this is what I'm in for. Never mind.
And I was looking
Got
it up.
it.
There was a show that I was watching on Netflix. It was actually really good. It's part video game cartoon.
Okay.
It's called Kiss Me First.
All right.
And the whole premise of the show was
You
like
liked Kill la Kill, too, right?
I did.
All right,
Yeah, Kill la Kill was fantastic. So the premise of the show starts off odd. Like it was random. I threw it on, and there's a separate chat room within this game that people get invited to go participate in. So it's kind of like this guy made a game area within the game that like he selects people not at random by choice to be here. Find lonely people on the internet. So it's part based in reality, part based in this world. And they build their relationships in this game world, and then he sets up meet and greets in reality.
Okay.
And then people start dying off.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
And nobody
This
knows.
is an anime?
It's part anime, part like TV show.
Live
and it's
action,
a
okay.
British show, actually,
Wow.
as well.
Okay.
Interesting.
Interesting concept.
Yeah, and it's really fucking good because it's like it starts off as one thing and then it turns into something else, and then it's like you're trying to figure out who's killing everybody off, but it's still heavily tied into this video game world because you can't figure out what's happening in reality without being in the video game itself and putting the pieces of the puzzle together.
There is, to be fair, there is an isekai that I was told to try. And I've heard it from multiple guys dudes I work with that are like deep into anime, and these are guys that have like fucking JoJo's Bizarre Adventure sleeves. Like, they're into anime.
They're in there.
Guy that has like
Yeah.
a red ribbon army tattoo on his neck. I'm like, okay,
Right.
so you know anime.
JoJo takes commitment.
Yeah, I was like, you know anime. Okay, got it. So he told me to watch this show, and Shay even said he heard this show was good. It's called The Rising
Shay
of
plays
the
a PlayStation.
He does. That's good though. It means he's cultured. That means he's cultured.
I'm out.
Well, Shay does some things that are cultured, like play PlayStation.
Okay, all
but
right,
he
I
also
got you.
does things that I think that are barbaric, like drink IPAs.
Okay,
That's a separate.
yeah.
But they said that The Rising of the Shield Hero.
Oh, yes. I know about that.
Is it good?
I've heard good things. I don't want to spoil it,
Don't spoil
if
it,
you're
but
going to watch it.
I'm going to. I fucking hate isekais, but I was going to dabble.
Give it a shot.
I was going to dip my toe into the first episode.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know how long it takes for it because I believe that one has a bit
What
of
did you hear? Yeah, because
a tone shift as well, but I don't know if it takes place in the first episode.
I mean, I stayed
But-
with a show that went tone of goblin rape, so I'm good. I'm in. I mean, if it's a good show, I can handle a lot of stuff.
If it started with goblin rape and you
finished Last of Us after the episode 3. I mean,
yeah,
so there you
I
go, you
mean,
know.
yeah, from
we all stick through it.
Ron Swanson's hairy chest was like, it was about as traumatic as goblin
don't bring
rape.
it
So
from the people I've
I was
seen,
having such a good day.
from the people I've seen that watched it, they either loved it or hated it.
okay, so it's polarizing.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
then you know what? Then I'll give it a shot because if it's just another generic isekai vomit, no creativity, I'll pull the fuck out. But if it's something that's good, I'll stick with it. There's just so much in there. Like everyone's like, watch Fire Force, watch Black Clover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where do I look at like the things like Black Clover, Fairy Tail, all these animes. I'm like, why are these different?
Right.
Why? What's different? Like for instance, Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
There's nothing out there like it. There's fucking
Right.
there's similar things in some anime, but Chainsaw Man is its own thing. It's a work of art. It gives me a Cowboy Bebop vibe.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna run this race till it's done.
Fairy Tail, some of their characters are basically outright stolen and moved to a whole new universe.
Yeah.
And they're just moving on like that other thing doesn't matter to this thing, but you're like they're the same. They're not even kind of the same.
Yeah.
They look exactly the same.
Yes, there's so many animes out there that literally rob off other things, and just there's some animes which I don't want to discredit because they're creative genius.
You sure?
And you see it, and you're like Kill la Kill.
Kill la Kill.
Very unique art style. The way that's done, there's
Yep.
very few shows that have that type of vibe.
Kill
and,
Kill.
yeah.
Akame got killed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Same creator, I believe. Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if it's a niche, you know what I mean? And but there's so many things that just rob off other guys, and it's like,
So it's a culture that is okay with cannibalizing from something that didn't work and putting it into something that is working. in order to kind of like, hey, I created this and I want it to survive somewhere else from an artistic perspective.
Yeah.
And the Japanese culture seems to be completely okay with that.
Well, Disney stole that.
Yeah,
Disney
Disney does
Disney
it.
stole the
Yeah.
they steal the idea and
then
don't
just
give credit for it.
Even it's done everywhere. Music too, right? How many songs do you know is like, that's kind of the same song here, or
Vanilla
or,
Ice.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
the guy
Vanilla
that's
Ice.
the guy that's suing Grogu.
There's another ting in there.
Grogu and Gizmo, right?
Yeah. Okay.
You look at Gizmo and Grogu, I mean, they are essentially a green thing with big ears and a furry thing with big ears.
Yep.
I think
Both very cute.
would you argue? Oh, that's a good thing. Would you argue that Grogu is more successful? Probably. I think Grogu had a bigger impact than Gizmo did.
I don't
think
know.
s-
I don't know. I mean, culturally,
When it came out, I'm sure Gizmo was huge.
when Gremlins came out, it was huge.
Here's the thing. Gremlins as an IP is dead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Star Wars is not going anywhere anytime soon.
Even when you put out a pile of shit like Andor, Star Wars will continue.
And
I
Grogu
agree.
is one of their most interesting characters they got right now. So we're waiting on little
I
Din
would
Grogu
go
to do
as far
something.
as to say that right now Grogu is the face of Star Wars.
He absolutely.
He might be.
He
I mean, that's-
absolutely might be because it's.
Till he talks.
It's definitely like Jodie Fisher. What's her name? Carrie Fisher. She's not the face anymore.
Well, we could go get her face.
Wouldn't be pretty. I'm just saying.
Shit, it wasn't pretty
No, I
before
would
it went
say
in.
Grogu and Mando are definitely the faces.
Helmet
Grogu
on or off?
more so. Helmet on.
Okay.
Helmet on.
He's a good-looking guy, though, Pedro.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal is just like the face of so many IPs. Like they could put him anywhere and that shit is gonna sell.
I
He's
can
such a
understand
great
why he
actor.
wants to take a fucking break. He's like, dude, listen, I'm carrying Last of Us. I'm carrying fucking
Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Some of that, from what I've seen, is they were doing a show, Skeleton Crew. Mando was supposed to be on there as well. Now, because he never takes his helmet off at all in his scenes there, they didn't want to pay him as a paid actor. They
Right.
just wanted to pay him as a voice actor.
Oh,
They're like,
well.
we don't see your face. You only get paid for your voice, essentially, is what a kind of thing that was going
nickel
on.
and dime Pedro Pascal. Come on.
So,
Man, what the fuck
He's
is
bringing
wrong?
the people. He's putting asses in seats.
Additionally,
He's Prince Oberyn.
they were supposedly trying to kill his character off there, and then they were like, well, we'll make it look like he might be dead or he might not be. It became a whole big thing, and he got removed, and his character got removed from there. They were talking about having someone else play his character on that show so they could do it anyway. It's a whole big thing right now where they're like, we know he's on for the next season of Mandalorian. We don't know if he's on for anything beyond the next Mandalorian and then his stuff for Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Because they were digging around his character enough where it's like, listen, he's getting pulled everywhere in Hollywood. He'll go somewhere else and make his money.
They'll make it right. I think Kevin Feige and the team, they're smart enough to recognize you got to keep the big names because people want him to be
Yeah.
there.
Speaking of that, of big names possibly leaving a franchise, I was watching Hunger Games. Like, my roommates went on like a binge where they watched the Hunger Games all in one day. They went through all the movies and everything. Which the Hunger Games in itself is a ripoff of a Japanese manga, Battle Royale High School. But we're not even going to go there. But
Kimba.
exactly, yeah, the ghost of Kimba. A certain actor, a certain Liam Hemsworth, is in the Hunger Games, and I was watching him. I was looking at him from different angles, and I'm going, okay. And I was watching him act. I was watching him do stuff, and I'm going, all right. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch this next season of The Witcher with Henry.
Yep.
When they come out with the other season with Liam Hemsworth, I will watch it. I will give it a shot. I love The
One of
Witcher.
us.
I love everything about it.
That makes one of us.
Well, hey, he's not Henry Cavill. He's
You
not.
know what? I
He's
won't.
not.
I won't lie. I watch it because look, I stuck through the other Witcher bullshit that goddamn
What if-
shoved down our throats.
What if he does a good job?
He could. It's just
Yeah, I'm
Wait,
not-
wait a minute. Wait a minute. You finished Blood Order? You watched Blood Order?
all the way through. I seen it twice.
You're fucking kidding me.
Oh yeah,
You
Like,
deserve a medal of honor. How
I'm
the
a
fuck did you get the episode 2?
I'm a masochist. I was like, this is as good as Japanese fingernail torture.
Dude, that is the most impressive thing I've heard in a while.
I seen it.
I feel like you should get a medal of honor for getting through
I
that.
had to see it through.
That hurt to watch.
It was
that hurt
fucking
me.
rough.
My God.
It was rough.
That was the worst fantasy thing I've seen in 20 years.
You
That
know,
was terrible.
The
I'd
closest,
watch Dungeons and Dragon movie marathon before I'd watch that.
That's a high bar to get over.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
a
dude.
lot of bad.
The
They don't
closest
make
thing
drugs.
to
They
it-
don't make drugs to get through that
closest
show.
thing to it is when you kneel on like a piece of wooden stool and you take
Just
one of
the
those
edge on your
leather sashes and you start whipping your back like they did in the Crusades.
Yes,
like,
yeah.
For Jesus.
Self-flagellation.
For
Yeah,
Jesus.
okay, I got it. Yeah,
Jesus.
got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Oh my God. Yeah, that's impressive. I don't know how you got through
I,
that.
was rough.
I intend to at least give it a shot. Like I watched
Yeah.
the first 2 episodes of Velma. God awful. I'm not gonna watch another one,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I was like, let me at least give it a shot.
Yeah.
It's got funny people in it. As long as they let the funny people do funny things. I was wrong.
I
It was
think
bad.
I was very wrong.
I think
but
when I heard the announcement that Henry was stepping down, and then we heard who was stepping up, I was comparing Liam to Henry. You can't. Henry is
Yeah.
mild in his devotion to the character roles and his activity in the nerd community. You can't. Henry is the pinnacle of the spear.
Yeah.
But I was watching Liam in the Hunger Games. I'm going, okay, he's not a pile of shit.
He's a
not.
good actor?
He's a decent actor.
Okay.
Is he his brother? No, but he's still good. And if he takes this seriously and devotes himself to the character and does a good rendition of Geralt, I'll watch it.
Yeah. And I like
It's Geralt. It's not Henry Cavill that I'm watching.
And I
It's
like Liam
Geralt.
in all the Taken films, so I mean, you know, maybe he'll
That's
do good.
that's a different. He's Scottish, not.
Hopefully they don't force him to run.
he
You know
has
what I
a
mean?
he has a bit of a habit of pissing himself in public as well.
different.
Who pissed him- what?
Liam Neeson.
Liam
Oh
Neeson?
yeah, he
Liam
has
Neeson
no,
pissed himself in public?
Multiple
and
times.
Not even ashamed of it.
Yeah.
Not ashamed. He gets so drunk, he pisses himself regularly.
Have you not seen this?
Don't mind me. I'm doing it on air.
Look it up. There
Yeah.
is multiple.
But in the vein of speaking of Henry Cavill, one of the things I seen, and it was on the rumor mill, is that he may play Wolverine, or that people are hoping that he would play Wolverine. But what was ominous, what he did was he posted a picture of himself on his Twitter feed, in like with Wolverine claws, adamantium like coming through his skull. I was like, damn. In the comic books, the Wolverine is a tiny man.
he's
He's supposed to be like a Wolverine.
he's like 5'2", but then he's built like a brick shit house.
Right, but now he's getting increasingly
God
larger.
damn, there's multiple photos of Liam Neeson just pissing himself. What the? That man doesn't give a shit.
Listen, when you're that rich, you don't have to give a fuck.
I think he's Scottish, and I think
Yeah.
that's the problem.
And
I think we're dealing with a problem with.
he can afford adult diapers, but he's like, you know what?
I don't care.
I am rich enough where I could buy a new pair of pants and underwear every day for the rest of my life and never give a fuck.
He just pisses himself. That's a weird
It is.
thing there.
He
It
just
is.
doesn't care.
And doesn't care. That's the worst part about is the doesn't
I
care
bet you
part.
he stinks.
Oh, definitely.
I bet you he fucking.
Oh,
If
most
he's
definitely.
doing that,
Yeah.
there's other things happening there.
I can't believe Ra's al Ghul
No deodorant.
is pissing himself in public. He trained Batman.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on with this world?
Is Christian Bale piss himself?
We
We need to follow the trail now.
Yeah.
If it's not unless it's for a role. If it's for a role, he will.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for a role, yeah.
Listen, Christian Bale's a bad motherfucker. All
The
right?
Machinist. I tell you to watch The Machinist, man. Lived on Apple a day. He got down to like 135
Oh, yeah.
pounds. It was disgusting looking. Disgusting.
Well, he
looking.
got really skinny for that boxing movie too, where
Yeah, the fighter with
man,
with,
that was a fantastic
where
movie.
Mark Wahlberg played Mickey Ward
Yeah.
I really believed he was like a
on,
crackhead.
on heroin.
Oh yeah, I believed it. I was like, that man really does the shit.
Yeah, he got bad for that movie, but like there's a scene in The Machinist where he's like in the mirror and he's like turning it, and like it's
All
so
reds.
bad. It's so bad. Like I don't know how he didn't develop serious health problems and almost die.
Now, talking
Like,
about commitment to your role, Tom Holland had a breakdown on set.
yeah.
Now,
In the-
is
his
it
new movie.
was it during this psychological thriller that he was doing on Apple TV, or did they announce where that happened?
So that's what they were saying that it happened. I didn't read it fully, but
Now is this
it's
a
in
real?
relation to that show.
Is this a real psychological breakdown,
So-
or is this one of those things where they say things so that you watch the movie?
It,
I
They
mean,
do, they do
could
stuff
be-
like that. They do.
it
stuff
could
like
even
that.
be a little of both, right? I mean,
Apple
like,
TV's pumping out a lot of stuff. It's called The Crowded Room. It honestly looks
The trailer looked good.
interesting.
Yeah.
It looks like it's really stretching what he's done acting wise, which everything he's done, you're like, oh, he can. You can feel like he can do more.
Yeah.
So this feels like him really actually putting out there what he can do.
I would watch it. It looks out there and it looks creative and it looks like it's going to make you guess the whole movie. Amanda Seyfried's in it. She's great. So I'll definitely take a look at it. I mean, I ate an edible last night and watched the David Bowie movie on HBO, so it can't get any worse than that. I mean, I saw all kinds of shit in that living room.
Apparently, when I'm looking it up, Tom Holland he's known for burnout breakdown while Uncharted, burnout breakdown while on Spider-Man, burnout breakdown. It's something that kind of goes along with him.
Now,
you smell that?
You know what's scary
I
about?
smell bitch.
Now-
Smell bitch?
Now on the Spider-Man,
You all right, Tom?
on the Spider-Man stuff, I actually get, because if you watch his outfit, he can't take off the hood. He can't take out his hands. He can't use the bathroom, and he can't sweat because the suit holds all his moisture in. And then the only way he could drink is they stick a straw through his eye hole to his mouth.
So he could just Liam Neeson it. He can piss in his suit. You
Yeah,
know what
let's
I mean?
cast
Like,
Liam
come
Neeson as
on.
Spider-Man. He'll drown in his own piss.
So they were showing some
That's
of
his
the
special superpower. Smell me, bitch.
Right.
they were showing some
Trip
of the
on my urine.
the behind the scenes of like his suit. Like, it's hard to hear, it's hard to smell, it's hard to talk, it's hard to see.
Yeah, it's hard to cash in those checks.
his body-
It's hard to live in a mansion. It's hard to drive in a limousine.
He
It's hard to
overheats
date
because of it's the materials. He literally it can't sweat out.
Well, they need to get on that. They need to, I mean, you tell me in a day and age where we got like satellites and we're doing like daily space missions and shit, we can't give him a suit that breathes.
Yeah, Under Armour.
Help Tom out then.
Yeah.
Help him out.
Just CGI it on him. Who cares?
fuck?
Yeah, it's Tom Holland.
Apparently, it's a almost standard thing of most of the suits that you really your body
fucking
overheats,
staring at you.
and they have to take breaks just to cool you down because of what the
Right.
materials
But
are
they do
that the
same
suit is
thing
made
for,
out of.
Disney characters, like when they come out to do like meet and greets,
Yeah.
they're chaperoned and they're there for like 20 minutes tops. And then
Yeah.
they bring him in and they bring out another weirdo in a costume.
I know
And,
George Clooney famously hated the Batman suit.
Oh, yeah.
Like famously hated it.
Was it because of the nipples? Because I hated it too, bro.
He
I
was,
hated them
his,
nips
his,
too.
his biggest thing was he said that like it was the most immobile suit ever. Like
Sure.
you can't turn the head, all
Yep.
this shit. He was like he even said I remember watching an interview when his movie came out and he was like, if Batman got attacked by a 10-year-old, he'd get his ass kicked because he couldn't even turn to fight the kid.
Can't
Like, he
even
doesn't-
see where they're coming
Yeah.
from.
I will say this as a cosplayer, and I built some suits. Like one of the first suits I made was a Deathstroke suit,
Yep.
and I was super psyched. Now this is a man who wears glasses, who now didn't really fully think Deathstroke has one eye,
Yep.
in a hard plastic mask. So now I can't wear my glasses. I have one eye, and I'm doing like trick or treating with my niece. I had a bow staff that became a walking stick. To not fall on my face as I'm walking around in this costume. And not only that, to add injury to insult, this like 7-year-old kid in a Batman costume was like, I know who you are. I'm going to beat your ass. I'm like, hey, hold on, kid. You know, I gave him the fall on the floor. Like, you win, you know, like, so I could get away, you know, but
I'd have called his bluff.
he called it, just hit him with the bull staff, full
Sweep
swing.
his fucking leg.
Bam, bitch. Is that your mom? She gets one too.
That's right, yeah. Get over here, mom.
Now-
Just for raising a little bitch.
Robert Downey did get away with it. The suit eventually being mostly CGI,
Yeah.
but a lot of his stuff was hard shell
Sure.
for certain shots and certain movements and things like that. Ruffalo had the pleasure of spandex the whole time he's filming because he's got cameras
In his
glued
face.
to his head, looking at his face the whole time.
Right.
So it's like, which suit do you want?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean-
they come on, get on that, Disney. Like, give Tom Holland a better suit.
Yeah, I agree.
If the man is literally drowning in his own fluids and he can't drink, just drink to a
Well,
fucking eye hole.
yeah,
Help him out.
it's-
he could pull a Pedro Pascal.
Technically, it's
Right?
a Sony movie, so that's Sony fucking
Yeah.
him over.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. But they could
So-
pull a Pedro
Spider-Man
Pascal.
is
Just put
Sony.
somebody else in the suit.
Isn't it both?
They work with Disney on it to keep it in the universe,
So
but
no Way Home was a
but
collab.
Sony owns. That's why they're doing this Spider-Man villains, because they own Spider-Man and his villains.
That's
They
why we
can't-
have the awful Morbius movie. Okay.
That's why they keep doing villain movies, because they can't expand outside of that if they want to keep on the IP.
That's like so sad. Like they're just building like a. They're just like the dregs of Spider-Man society, just trying to make movies.
Well, they're gonna bring Robin Williams back to play.
Stop! No, they're not. Stop it.
It's a Sony production.
No, they're not bringing him back.
It's a Sony production.
It's not. They're not bringing Robin Williams back.
It's a Citizen. Robin Williams.
They do not have that power.
Val Kilmer.
No, it's not. No, Sandra Bullock. Yeah, fucking no.
The lady
Stop.
from Sex in the City.
No. Sarah Jessica Parker. No, they're not doing
You know
that.
what's fucked up? That she's the worst actor of all of them, alive or dead.
Yeah. Yes, she is.
She
Yeah,
really
she
is.
definitely
I never understood the phenomenon of that TV show too. Like, and it was big
Sex in the City?
for a while.
Delusion.
It was huge.
That's what it was.
It was
It
super
was
trash.
delusion.
Yeah.
If anybody needs to be in a suit that doesn't breathe, doesn't let you use the bathroom,
I don't understand
it's
lots
Sarah
of shows.
Jessica Parker.
I don't understand lots of shows that are big, man. Jersey Shore. What was another?
Any of the reality TV
Euphoria.
shows, I just
Euphoria.
don't.
On
I think
HBO.
people like train wrecks, and that's what Jersey Shore was. It was a show about human train wrecks,
Yeah.
and it made you feel good about your life. You're like,
I'm not that asshole.
that's not me. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a show about literally the swamp cesspit that is New Jersey.
Yeah. I mean, look,
And its inhabitants.
people love Duck Dynasty. Here's a bunch of losers with camoed out all the way from head to toe. Not even the good camo. You guys wearing the woodland camo? The fuck out.
You know what? You know what's amazing? If you see
Urban camo.
photos
camo, yeah.
of those guys before the show,
They were normal looking.
They did the camo and the beards and the whole thing just for the show to look
was a
like
gimmick.
backwoods guys.
Yeah, it was a gimmick. But you know what? They made a bunch of money.
Yeah.
A shit ton.
Listen,
you know.
Assholes.
I
of
will
money.
grow my beard and wear camo for that money.
For that
Yeah.
money, yeah. that's
I'm
what saying.
on board. Where's the duck hunting?
Yeah. I would grow a ponytail, wear pink polos and khakis all day long.
Yeah, I was saying Tom Holland. Like that's kind of what you were saying. Tom Holland can bitch and complain. He can bitch and complain, but for the money they're paying him to do that, I would wear an all-black Spider-Man
bro.
suit
For
in
our
Arizona.
listeners at home,
Goddamn right.
Ian is wearing a pinkish-looking polo and khakis.
No, but for real, like the trade-off. That's the trade-off. If
Watch
you're
this on
making-
YouTube. You'll see what they're talking
Yeah,
about.
you're making so much money, so
Yep.
you got to experience a little discomfort. Stop being a bitch. Like we all have to wake up, go to work 8 to 10 hours a day, bust our ass, deal with assholes in our faces. Like we, as regular people, have to deal with that. So, you have to wear a suit that's a little uncomfortable. I don't feel bad.
Do
for
8
you
hours
at all.
in a crawl space
Yeah.
in Florida with all the random Florida shit that's crawling under or in an attic, and then
God,
come
yeah.
back and say, I had an uncomfortable suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or be a lineman, you know?
Yeah, man.
Climb towers and run lines, Tom.
Work in a restaurant where assholes are just trashing you all day long. You'd be like, "Where is the suit?"
Like a restaurant in Boca? Oh, my God.
God.
How in the fuck?
Where is the uncomfortable suit where I get paid millions at the end of the year?
Yeah. And
God.
ride off into the sunset.
That's
in
what
my
I'm saying.
fancy Maybach.
For the money they're paying him, I'd wear a black Spider-Man suit for 12 hours a day if you were filming in Arizona. I wouldn't give a
man.
shit. Like,
Shit.
oh, how many million are you paying me? Okay.
Yep.
Can we roll again? Like, fuck.
On the
You don't. No, I don't need any water. Just piss on the suit.
Where's Liam?
Where's Liam Neeson?
keeping on the train of superheroes who lost it on set, Ezra Miller is blaming
great.
the studio for his mental breakdown and issues he was having,
The kidnapping?
stating that they should have had therapists on set for him.
Oh, yes, because now we can blame kidnapping on not having a therapy provided by the studio you work
Yes, because
for.
how dare you take responsibility for your actions? It's everybody else's fault.
But what
As much as I love Michael Keaton, I hope the fucking Flash movie tanks.
Yeah.
I hope it sinks DC.
I have a feeling it's gonna do great though.
Yeah.
I
Really?
really do. I think
the
it's gonna
CGI I'm seeing, I don't feel strong.
I think it's gonna do great numbers like right off the back. It might pull like a Shazam, where like great numbers opening weekend, and then
I
it just
think
fucking.
a lot of
roller
people
coasters
are. I
down.
think a lot of people are gonna go because they're like, why are they holding on to this movie so hard? I mean, with his statement, the only thing I could say is, if he was in therapy and he needed a therapist and he went to set and said, hey, I need my time for my therapy, and they refused to let him do his therapy, he might have, I mean, it doesn't excuse his actions, but he might have a little bit of a something to stand on if he's like, look, I got problems, guys, and I need to have them dealt with regularly.
Yeah.
I need my allotted time, and they're forcing him and not letting him.
But sometimes a piece of shit is just a piece of shit.
Oh no, absolutely.
And he's smart enough to recognize that he can have an excuse, because you gotta weigh the facts here. Sometimes people do need help.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get
We
help.
all do at times.
But sometimes people are just assholes and recognize that they can get away with being an asshole under the guise that, hey, I needed help.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with him. I'm with him all up until the kidnapping and the.
It does get very weird when you're like, they're hanging on tooth and nail to this
something.
movie.
He's got something on the studio.
And I
Something.
haven't seen at time of recording any rebuttal from the studio about his statements about him supposedly needing a therapist on set, and they weren't helping him.
But look, there is some actors like the Tom Holland, the Ezra Miller, the other gentleman that played the Joker, Heath Ledger. Even Joaquin
look
Phoenix.
at Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah. There's a lot of actors out there that, like, when you watch them on screen, they're fantastic. You're pulled into the role. And you do have to wonder if some people get so sucked into these roles. Even Christian Bale.
Yeah.
I think Christian Bale is on the other side, though. I think he can separate the acting from the person.
It seems like
successfully.
As long as you're not a light guy that's walking across his set,
it seems
then he will
like
beat you to death.
Listen, if the man is starving himself, okay? I've missed a meal and I want to yell at people. Imagine starving yourself for weeks and then you're doing your role and you're crying and the guy walks across you like, Jim, I told you.
I'll beat the shit out of you motherfucker.
I will fuck you in the mouth.
And for anyone that thinks he's acting out of line, you obviously never worked around a doctor. Yeah, because they're woof.
Oh, yeah.
You
Much
should see
worse.
the whole interview when he explains it. Apparently, it was the most emotional scene of the movie, and the guy, while he was filming the scene, started adjusting and moving the lights while they were filming and walking around on set. So it's fucking up the shot as they're shooting, and he kept doing it. So
And you gotta-
eventually,
and you gotta
he's
go into
like,
the
hey,
role."
asshole, aren't you a professional?
Right.
What are you doing
Right.
while we're filming?
Right. And then they found out it was Val Kilmer in disguise.
Come on, man.
If it weren't for you damn kids.
His chair got stuck on a cord.
Yeah. God damn it. God damn it. Wasn't that Terminator Salvation or something?
No, that was Sarah Jessica Parker in that movie.
No. It was something. I'm trying to think of an emotional scene from the movie he was in that would have caused that reaction, but I don't know.
I have no fucking clue, but it's an amazing story. I think more people should get yelled at on set. Yeah.
It makes for good videos. It makes for good audio clips.
Yeah. I mean, look what happened with Ellen, right? Like, she was, everybody loved her, and then they found out she was like a real asshole. But it's not uncommon, though.
I think some of it was also she was too big to say anything against, because a lot of people, once she finally came down, they were like, hey, she would deliberately scare you on set with shit that she knew you were scared of, just for laughs for the audience. And so there's compilations of you can see it in the people's face, like, you fucking asshole.
Yeah.
But she'd have shit pop out, or people come out behind them, and all kinds of other.
Good for her.
That is pretty funny.
I would absolutely do the same thing. I would be that asshole. I would look. Power would go to my head. Yes. I'm admitting it here first.
Depends. Like, unless someone was like actually kidnapped and you had someone run up behind them and put a bag over their head, then it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Like April Fools, you dragged me into a van.
But if you're afraid of
dragged
spiders,
me into a van, you drove me 30 miles. What April Fools are you talking about?
Talking about kidnapping and things like that.
Ezra Miller?
The Pinkertons.
oh shit. Okay.
We started playing Magic the Gathering again recently, and they fucked up, and they sent product, March of the Machines Aftermath, instead of the product before it, March of the Machines, to somebody who does YouTube and opens things up. He started opening because he goes, hey, I bought it. I got it legally. You guys fucked up and sent me product ahead of time. I'm showing everybody what we got.
Right.
This is great for my channel. Their response, instead of just reaching out to the person and asking for it back and apologizing and things like that, was to send the Pinkertons to go and threaten him and get the product and the codes and the boxes back so they can trace how it got out.
And if you're wondering, where do you know this name, the Pinkertons, from? It's all the Wild Wild West movies of the people being murdered and dragged off their ranches.
It's every scumbag villain and every Wild Wild West. Yes, they are a real group of people.
Yep.
They're a company. They're still around, and they're still going around as hired goons. Allegedly.
That's the best family job to pass down to your kids.
Goon.
Yeah, you're a fucking goon, bro. You're a Sam
You're
Goon.
300 years of goon in your blood.
Yeah, that's right.
I got goon to my core.
Yeah.
Watch 310 to You Know with Christian Bale and
fantastic.
and
There is.
Like, yeah, you're taking MMA at 3. You're taking bank robbery at 4. Like
Russell Crowe.
Yeah, Russell Crowe. Yeah, great movie. Great
It is
movie.
a good movie.
They're getting massive backlash. This the new set that did drop, Aftermath, that finally dropped. Stores are not opening it up to sell singles. People are not buying it. It's a small set. It was a weird set to begin with. It was only like a 50 card set versus like your standard 300.
Yeah.
They're overpriced. They're charging more than your normal booster pack set while only giving you like 5 cards per pack. They
Right.
cut down the number of packs per box. Like, it's insane. They're trying to give you like a third of the product for twice the price. It's
Right.
Yeah,
it's fucking ridiculous.
Tracing back to 1850, yeah.
Oh, look at Pinkertons.
Pinkerton.
I
yeah.
tell you what, if the podcasting don't work out, hey, Pinkertons, we're for hire. He's already got the hat.
That's right.
I don't know. I think you guys might be the wrong color. I don't know.
And on that note, thank you for joining us at the Sofa Kingdom Podcast.
1850. I'm just saying.
1850 is the
This
magic
isn't Wild
number.
Wild West. It's just Wild West.
I was gonna say. I think you guys were who they were protecting shit against.
Speaking of Wild Wild West, I'm seeing a lot of Will Smith movies pop up on streaming, on like free streaming channels and shit, where they're like, we're just throwing commercials. We need something. We're trying to salvage this man's career.
Yeah, no, they're
They're trying to get
bring
Will
him
out
back.
there.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
trying to bring him back. But like, hey, don't you remember? You love Will Smith. Love him again. Yeah.
No, I remember the sad man who
Listen,
slaps
he-
comedians.
I'm not-
He had a lot of classics. You can't.
Yeah.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You had Independence Day.
Yep.
You had that movie where he made
Still-
you watch it, where he was only in it for 30 seconds, and then his son took
Still
over.
not missing him.
Fuck you on that
Yeah.
movie.
I can't even watch Men in Black now because he's who he is, and Tommy Lee Jones is an asshole.
But that was one of the best soundtracks ever.
It was good. It was good.
I mean,
was,
everybody
no.
sang that song.
Yes,
Yeah.
for a long
Men
time.
in Black, come on.
It ain't no Tupac.
Yeah.
Tupac would have shot him.
Oh man, that was a Jada quote.